What if I tell you that your family has a purpose beyond your lifetime? That the work you do now as a family, as a parent, is what creates a lasting impact. Do you realize that the life you are living, whether consciously or unconsciously, intentionally or unintentionally, you are building a legacy? The question is, what legacy are you building? Because the truth is that everything you do daily is shaping lives, is shaping destinies. Your children are going to become what they grew up seeing you do daily in your home. And that is why you have to consciously build a home according to God's design. Alright? So I'm going to take us through God's design for generational purpose. Because in years to come, in centuries coming, it's God's design that you follow that will determine if your legacy will be worth remembering for or being despised. So you are welcome again to Family Nest Academy and my host of family series by yours, Mrs. Princess Obi-Chimezie. Here we help families fulfill God's purpose for their lives, of course, according to their individual needs and purposes. So today we'll be uncovering God's design for generational purpose. We are building families who have discovered that they are meant for more, who are willing to walk the journey of discovery, the journey of taking their position, and the journey of walking through their purpose to make a generational impact and build a legacy that will imprint in the destinies of men way far beyond them after they have gone. So I'll take us through the scripture from Psalms chapter 145 verse 4. One generation will commend your works to another. They will tell of your mighty acts. In other words, there is a divine connection between generations. I remember in the scripture where the Bible talked about a generational gap, where those who knew what God did, the generation of Moses, Joshua, passed away, and then there was this generation that did not know what God did in the midst of his people. And the question today is, wherever you are coming from, or what you have built as a value, are you consciously and intentionally passing it across to your children? Yes, I know a lot of people will be defensive at this point. I teach them what is right, I feed them, I provide the shelter and the best, I take them to the right school, I take responsibility. I know all that, and that is why this is coming across to us. We are raising a family in a fast-paced world where parents are doing all their best, yes, to give their children the best. But in the midst of this, we are having disconnections. We are having our children being provided for. But what they actually need is a connection, a bond between us and them that is able to not just learn from what we say, but from the life we live through connection and the feeling or sense of love and belonging to us. Some of our children are detached from us. That's the truth. Even though they have all they need to eat, shelter, good clothing, good school, they don't have any connection with us. But here is a twist. When you think of a generational purpose, it's not just about the grand things you do. It's about the values, the wisdom, and the heart you instill in the generations that follow. And who are they? Our children. It's what we pass to them that they will pass to the next generation. Your influence is not just for today. It's for your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, and the great-great-greats coming far behind. Now, I ask people, does your family have a family value vision? I mean, young people, are you saying, what's that? But these are children coming from a good home, and their parents believe they are teaching them, or of course, they are correcting them. Most times we correct and discipline without putting a structure in place to pass knowledge and value according to how our children are able to understand and conceptualize it and bring it to the reality of their daily living. And I'm not talking just for people who don't even understand what vision are all about. I'm talking about people who knows vision, people who enjoy teaching about vision and purpose, but they are not able to relate it to their own family, to their own children. And that is what the challenge is all about. We need to begin to consciously instill this system of value of what we stand for, of what we represent to our children. Your child should be able to know, this is my family value, this is my family vision, this is what we stand for. Because it will go a long way to help this child find his position, not just in the family, but in the society. I will make a video on the advantage of this to your child, because you will equip this child to know what he stands for, that he will not be pushed around when he goes out there in the society. So it's a wake-up call to us, our parents. Let's also look at the book of Proverbs chapter 13 verse 22. A good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children, but a sinner's wealth is stored up for the righteous. Now, you are not leaving material wealth. Wealth comes in different perspectives and dimensions. You have the wealth of wisdom, wealth of knowledge, wealth of value, and spiritual inheritance. You pass down across. This is what legacy is all about. You are able to not just align your life to God's plan and purpose, but you need to have the ability, okay, to live that legacy down to your children. When God said, I know Abraham, that he will teach his children, God is saying he knows, he has confidence and trust in Abraham that he's going to build a legacy that will outlive him. If we live in this consciousness, we will not raise children who will go out and become something else. We will not raise children who will grow out, get to university and join courts groups and become loafers. But if we consciously build and instill these family values, visions, even our personal work with God, making our children grow to be having their own personal work with God, we won't have a problem trying to track them down because they are out there living a worthless life. So building a family legacy is what every family should intentionally work towards in this season, so that we raise children who are responsible for themselves, even in our absence, who continue in the family legacy and expanding it even to their peers, redeeming the destinies of children that are coming from broken homes. Your home can be a model, an example of homes that other children will reflect on and will want to come back to their own family to rebuild what the devil has destroyed. Let's not give room to the devil to destroy this legacy the Lord has proposed for us to build down to the next generation. Join us as we continue in this week of the family to build a family worthy of legacy and a family living for a purpose. Thank you for joining me, and do have a lovely day. See you next time. Bye.